A shelf packed with random products that's not impressive, it's expensive. If the product sits for 6 months and forces discounting later, it was never a deal. It was trapped cash. If your money feels tight, problem may not be sales. The problem may be buying without discipline.
You're listening to Street Smarts with Chad Wade. Real talk for real shop owners.
All right, guys. So most owners lose money when they buy, not when they sell. What's up, guys? Chad Wade here. Today, we're talking about something that quietly destroys more shops than people realize. It's buying, not selling, buying. Because a lot of owners think the danger is, the slow sales, the bad months, the regulations, the competition. But the truth is, a lot of stores get themselves into trouble long before the customer even walks in. They buy emotionally, impulsively, reactively, based on the hype on TikTok or Instagram, based on vendor pressure. And then 6 months later, they're wondering why cash feels tight, why shelves are overcrowded, why margins are shrinking, and why the back room is full of dead inventory. This episode is about fixing that, because strong shop owners don't buy based on excitement. They buy based on strategy. Let's go. Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little secret. Your vendor is not your business partner. Let's get this clear immediately. Your vendors are not your business partners. Now, that doesn't make them bad people, because, I could be one of your vendors. I wish I was if I'm not. But that doesn't make us all dishonest. But their job is to sell product. Your job is to protect the cash flow and the shelf space, your margins, your inventory balance, long-term stability. And those are two different missions. And a lot of owners get confused because vendors sound very confident. They say things like, man, it's moving everywhere. I'm selling this in every state. Everybody's buying this. You don't want to miss this. This is the next big thing. Hey, and honestly, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But your job is not to react emotionally to the pitch. Your job is to filter the pitch through your own store models. Most owners buy products. Strong owners build categories. And this should be the new shift for you. Weak buying sounds like, should I buy this? Strong buying kind of sounds like, does this strengthen my category? That's a completely different mindset. Every product should have a purpose. Ask yourself, does this fit my customer base? Does this improve the margin? Does this replace something weaker? Does this support the identity of the store? Does this create confusion or clarity? If a product has no role, it has become clutter. And clutter quietly kills stores. All right, the biggest inventory mistakes in shops. Too much inventory. It's not too little, it's too much. Owners think more product means more sales. Too much inventory, man, it kind of creates a visual chaos. Yeah, dead money, okay? It's slower turns and it's confusions. It's discounting pressure. It's bad buying habits. A shelf packed with random products that's not impressive, it's expensive, all right? Strong stores edit consistently and constantly. They remove the weak products. They simplify categories. They create the clarity that they're looking for. And that clarity sells better than clutter, all right? Why the deals fool owners? Ask yourself, hey, and this happens constantly. A vendor offers discounted pricing, best price, larger quality, or larger quantity deals, closeout opportunities, the special buys. And owners think, I'm saving money. I'm saving money, everybody. Well, no, you're not. You only save money if the inventory actually moves profitably. If the product sits for 6 months and forces discounting later, it was never a deal. It was trapped cash. Real deals do 3 things. Okay? They move constantly, they maintain a margin, and they fit your store naturally. Everything else is just inventory pressure. If you watch my videos and you own a shop, manage one, work in one, or you're trying to open one, you need to be inside my Chad Wade TV Discord community. This business is changing fast and products are changing faster. Regulations are changing even as fast, as well as margins getting tighter. And too many owners are trying to figure it out alone. One good conversation can save you a ton of money. Click the link in the description, join the Discord, introduce yourself, and get in the room. Stop running your shop alone. All right, let's talk about the problem with emotional buying. A lot of smoke shops, their buying decisions are very emotional. Owners buy because the product looks cool. They feel hype pressure, from another shop that bought it. They're FOMO, all right, fear of missing out, and the vendor is probably persuasive. And, man, that's not inventory management. That's gambling. Strong operators are buying calmly, and they're asking, what role does this serve? How quickly can it move? What happens if it doesn't? Does this strengthen or weaken the store? All right, remember, discipline protects cash. Emotion burns it. A simple rule that saves thousands. Let me give it to you. Before every order, ask yourself, if this product does not sell, what happens? That question alone filters out huge amounts of bad buying. If the answer is, I'll discount it later, I'll figure it out, hopefully it moves, man, it's a weak buy. It's a weak buy. Strong inventory decisions don't rely on hope. You ever thought about why minimum orders are dangerous? You ever thought about that? Minimums trap owners all the time. Vendors are, they want to push larger buys, better pricing tiers, bundle requirements, quantity incentives, and owners stretch themselves to hit those numbers. But larger orders reduce the flexibility and they tie up cash. It increases risk. It creates pressure to sell weak product. Strong owners will start smaller. They test it first. Then they scale based on actual movement, not excitement, movement. Let me tell you how to test the products correctly. Let me tell you. Testing should be controlled, not reckless. Here's a smart approach. Step 1. Buy it small, not deep, enough to test, not enough to create stress. Step 2, merchandise it properly. Do not hide the product within all the other mess. Give it a good placement visibility, and some staff awareness. Give it a fair chance. Step 3, watch customer behavior. Don't listen to the vendor hype. Watch. Listen to the questions. Are there any repeat purchases? What are the customer reactions? Is there any actual movement? Real world behavior matters more than promises. Step 4, decide quickly. All right, if it works, scale it. If it doesn't, move on. Do not emotionally defend weak inventory. Let me tell you something about power, the power of saying no. This is one of the most important skills an owner can learn. Saying no protects your cash, your shelves, your attention, your store identity, your future flexibility. You do not need every trend, every brand, every SKU, every opportunity. Strong stores are focused, and focused stores are profitable. Now, here's why fewer, better vendors are winning long term. Way too many vendors create the whole overlap, confusion, inconsistent pricing, ordering chaos, relationship weakness. Strong shops, they simplify. They build relationships with vendors that understand their model and respect their boundaries, that support their categories, that don't constantly pressure them. And that creates stability. You know, right now there's a big shift from reactive buying to strategic buying. And this is where owners are leveling up. You stop asking, hey, what's hot to your vendor? And start asking maybe, what can help strengthen my store? And that conversation changes everything, because once your buying becomes intentional, the margins will improve, the inventory will tighten, the stress drops like a rock, cash flow improves, clarity increases, and that's control. All right, let me wrap this all up for you so we can get to moving back to work. If your back room is packed, if your shelves feel cluttered, if your money feels tight, the problem may not be sales. The problem may be buying without discipline. You do not build a strong shop by purchasing everything that the vendor shows you. You build a strong shop by filtering it out, by buying intentionally, by protecting the cash, by protecting shelf space, staying emotionally controlled. Because in this industry, you usually don't lose money when you sell. You lose money when you buy wrong. That's a fact, Jack. All right, y'all, this has been Chad Wade TV. Real talk for real shop owners. And if this episode made you rethink how you're buying inventory, share it with another owner who may need to hear about it, all right? And looking for tools, systems, and support built for real shop operators, visit chadwadetv.com. And should you need some inventory, unswholesale.com. Be glad to help you out. All right, until next time, buy with some discipline and protect your margins. Stop letting those loudmouth vendors control your shelves.